Damon, we're back.
We're back.
We're back for Flow Challenge 2, and really excited to kind of share with our community kind of what we've been working on behind the scenes, but also what we've been learning as a result of our first challenge and the need to kind of continue to grow as individuals in pursuing that optimal that we described, to finding that next best step. And so, we talk about in the series that we're producing for everybody in this Flow Challenge 2, the first one is about really grounding and being presence. This one is really that deeper exploration. The next one after this one is really about building the stamina, maintain that new self that I've been in that deep exploration. And then the last challenge that we'll be working with and for and on is about how do we continue to inhabit these practices in a daily ritual or a daily practice. And so I want to kind of give you an opportunity to kind of speak a little bit more about our thinking in this process. So let's take a little deeper dive in each of these from your perspective, Damon.
Sounds good, Scott. I want to just go back to a couple of really fundamental points that you and I started thinking about way back when we were building this program. And that is that we wanted to find a way to create a game-changing experience for people and provide the playground, if you will, define some loosely based definition of the rules of the game, which in my judgment, it's provided consistency, accountability, positivity, and community, with an emphasis on gratitude in a psychologically safe environment. So just to kind of reframe that and reset that for our community, who is obviously aware of what we've done, but I just kind of wanted to reset that to remind everybody of what this space really is that we're inhabiting. And so what have we done? We've taken this first journey together in a very grounding type of way, which required us to become more present and to look at the relationships that we have with ourselves and those around us, and then to kind of understand and play around with this concept that maybe we have a choice with how we construct our storylines and kind of live in our day-to-day lives. And as we all know, we've encouraged a little bit of push here towards the end of this first Flow Challenge. So FC2 is about taking a deeper exploration. And what I mean by that is that we're going to, now that we have a little bit more sense of earthiness to us, we're gonna become a little more nuanced with, are we able, with kind attention, to look at some of our patterns in a more specific way? Are we able to look at the relationships and the way we potentially consciously and unconsciously judge others around us? And can we play around with this mental skill of focus to literally transform what it is that we're focusing on? Because attention is really how we construct our reality. So that's really going to be the essence of this round. We'll talk a little bit more specific about it in a minute, but those two then lead us towards building stamina. And once we kind of have set those conditions for ourselves and had these experiences, we need to build our stamina so that we can kind of stay at that next level. And that's going to be through a lot of things that are more traditional in nature, breath, sleep, movement, hydration, all the things that we all typically know around wellness. And this will be the stamina that can lead us towards, once we kind of plateau up to a new type of living, new style, new way, that we can stay there and we can sustain it. So it's really about cultivating the sustainability to be able to step into our best selves and be the person that we aspire to be.
That's great, and I love how we've kind of been building this system for not only ourselves but also for the community that we've been so fortunate to be working with over the last several months. Similar to in the first flow, we had the things I can do to stay present, right? In terms of move my body, go to my happy place. Speak to kind of the choices that we're giving in this particular challenge, so that and when we talk about that empathy and building this muscle, what can people expect to kind of really focus on a daily basis so that they can build this muscle on deep exploration?
Yeah, so if we look back at, practice movement, deep connection, happy place, breathing practice, all that is what the daily habits looked like for our first challenge. This one is, we're going to keep it a little bit more general. And we want you all to fill in that space with your own journal entries, really. So, but they support the themes for the course of the month. That they are accepted and reframed. They are supported myself. They are listened to understand. They are shifted my focus, and then connected to my values. So we're using those as our touch points to be able to activate the experiences that we're having in our day-to-day lives. And as you know, when you select that, we really encourage you to write a little bit about what did it look like to connect to my values if I chose that. And there also is a choice of other. So if nothing felt that it was appropriate for you in that day, we want to start to build in some autonomy for you to fill in the space, because again, this is N equals 1. Scott, you and I are not the experts here. We're participating. We are a couple of people who have been training in these fields that have distilled a lot of the research down to what we feel like is the most applicable. But it really is up to each individual to meet that this experience and these lessons where you are in your own life, as you know.
Right. What works for you, for sure.
What works for you. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited. I'm hoping to see a bunch of people from the last few challenges join us in this next one. This is really just this is the next best step for us that we're going to be bringing to the community, and looking forward to seeing everyone on it.
Sounds great. Come on, everybody. Let's get started. November 9th.
November 9th, babe. All right.